Next speaker is Olivier. Olivier is a researcher at INRA, the French organization dedicated to researching food systems and their relation to the environment, agriculture, and nutrition, a bird watcher in his spare time, and an agronomical engineer with a PhD in plant biology by training. From 1986 to 2006, he studied the molecular dialogue between plants and viruses and the biodiversity of plant viruses, mostly at INRA, Bordeaux, in France. From 2006 and 2012, head of INRA's Division for Plant Health and Environment, he encouraged interdisciplinary approaches to crop protection, including utilizing the social sciences. From 2013 to 2017, as INRA's Deputy CEO for Scientific Affairs, he oversaw the design of INRA's scientific strategy for the next 10 years, which included setting up a task force on open science, including citizen science and participatory research. So in 2017, coordinated the opening of the French Office for Research Integrity to stimulate a shared culture of good research practices nationwide. Without much further ado, Olivier.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you, STOA, for organizing this very stimulating conference. And thank you for Rose for the introduction. You understood from Rose's introduction that there is no academic freedom without a scientific method in the form of research integrity, without scholar exchange or dissemination of results and outcomes and dissemination of the question that was also in the first panel. And that's open science, and without a clear relationship with purpose of the research, and that has to do with research ethics. What we have done in this project is to evaluate the challenges and other technical solutions that can help responsible open science in Europe. And it's one of the recommendations in the guidelines is that open science is an essential component of responsible research practice, but it should be balanced with other values, and additional safeguards should be created to prevent misuse and abuse. I'm quoting the guidelines that you get at the entrance. And this is something we will see with Kadri Sim and Signe Mezinska just after for the philosophical and for the social perspective. And I'm going to speak a bit more about the technical issues, although I'm not an informatics person, but still. So for data, by extension for scientific products, the standard is that the data must be fair, findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable, and that's the open science standard. It's good, but fair does not mean that the data or the scientific outcome are authentic, and that we can trust them, that they have been obtained with good scientific practices. And the worst thing actually would be to find, to access, to interoperate, and to reuse data that would have been, for instance, forged. And it's a very serious issue. And another serious issue is again, the social and philosophical points that are going to be discussed afterwards. So we have assessed the challenge and the opportunities by examining the current situation, by engaging a dialogue. Carole Chapin from Office and her colleagues did organize the dialogue with the open science infrastructures. And we have also assessed some technologies, not all the technologies, but some promising technologies, such as the blockchain technology and artificial intelligence, and that was the work of Arild Jansen and Svein Ølnes in the project. And finally, we've set up a dissemination tool, which is very nice, the Knowledge Hub, which is proposed by Panayotis Kavouras from NTUA in Athens and his colleagues. What do the users currently feel about open science. The first reaction is our goal is to have fair data, fair research outputs, and I just told before that it's not completely sufficient. So we started to talk with research infrastructures involved in open science. All of them, if they are funded by Europe, they are more or less involved in open science practice. There are some that are devoted to open science and others that are use open science things. And they told us the challenges that they see, and we made some recommendations. I'm not going into the details, but just no, I'm not going to the details because we don't have time. And then we have checked whether the technologies can solve the dilemmas, and it's quite rare that technologies can solve societal or political dilemmas, and it's probably not the case here as well. But at least they can help. And we've looked at the blockchain technology, which is a technology distributed handling of databases that ensures traceability of transactions, and to see that the blockchain technology can ensure that data is not altered inappropriately or ensures transparency of the changes anyway of data along their history, but it does not ensure that the data has been properly obtained to start with, and this has to be the work of a third party, like the researchers themselves. They have to somehow provide proof that they worked well, the institutions where they work, the employers, etc. And so we came up with some important features of which an open science infrastructure must have if they use the blockchain technology, and they should. Artificial intelligence offers a new perspective, of course, with potential threats, but also opportunities for the research processes. Artificial intelligence is mentioned in the renovated European Code of Conduct for Research Integrity that was renovated in last year, especially under the angle of the viewpoint of transparency, and that researchers should report any use of artificial intelligence. And there are indeed a lot of issues associated with artificial intelligence, and many are debated openly. So you know the thing, which is, for instance, we see now a proliferation of fake articles, and the associated fake data sets probably start to pollute the public databases. For instance, you can find articles with paragraphs starting with, "As an AI language model, I cannot do this or that," meaning the authors did not even take care to remove the first bit of the sentence of what ChatGPT, which it is a signature from, gave them as an answer. It does not really matter because many scientific papers are not read by no one, and but still, they can be read by another artificial intelligence, and then you can start a loop and getting something that's going to jeopardize the entire scientific process, actually. Okay, so we examined the question of traceability, accountability, who is the author, for instance, when artificial intelligence has been used. Is it the author of the prompt? Is it the author of the software, of the training corpus? Is it the author of the decision to take the final text, etc.? So who is the author? And anyway, we came to some conclusions. And well, yeah, I'm finishing. And so, yeah, I'm finishing them. Just to mention the Knowledge Hub, which you will find on the ROSiE website, which is it's been released last month in the end of January by Panayotis and Vanna. and their colleagues, and it makes all of these recommendations and analysis accessible to researchers and stakeholders in a very user-friendly manner, and it's now released. And to sum up, so technology won't solve what is actually a political issue to start with, which is academic freedom, but technologies associated with the opening of the scientific process can cause the failure of the endeavor itself, of the endeavor of opening science. The how of Frank has the potential to compromise the why of open science. There are principal rules and guidelines must be established for implementation, for use, and for organization of the users, for those who implement open science, and for the organization and governance of open science. And we already proposed some in the frame of the project, but this is an ongoing discussion and endeavor. And I think now Kadri and Signe, Professor Sim and Mezinska, will go on with the principles as seen from the window of philosophy and from social sciences. Thank you.